What's up, you guys? This is Chris, aka Thrift PCQ, and in this video I'm going to be showing you some of the top items I was able to sell last week in the month of March. So let's go. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Chris and I am a reseller up in Toronto, Canada. Now, I wanted to change it up a bit. Usually what I did was every month I did one what sold video, or maybe two at most, just to show in case like there were a lot of things that I really wanted to share with you guys. But in this case, what I want to do now is I want to be able to share some of the things that I do sell within a week. So probably I'm going to try to do at least once a week of a what sold video, as opposed to once or twice a month. So hopefully that will be a lot better for you guys. Let me know in the bottom if you think that's better. And also don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to like this video if you haven't. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when another fire video is coming out. Alright, so I'm going to show you probably about 6 items in this video, and it's going to show you some of the things that I do in terms of how I also pack some of the items too. So let's start with the first item. Alright, the first item is the iClicker 2 student remote, and I actually got this at a thrift store in one of my hauls, and I paid about $2 for the thing. And it was in pretty good condition. I've seen several of these before, but it was always the Model 1, I believe. But this was the second edition, and I think this one actually went for more. So I originally had this for $19.99, but I had an offer of $18 plus shipping, and I took that. And so from $2 to $18, you can't go wrong with that. Alright, the next thing I sold were a lot of 2 low-key Funko Pops that were loose. I found these at a thrift store. I paid about $3 for the 2, and I had it originally for $19.99. Someone made an offer of $16, and I took that, and the shipping was fairly cheap because they were so light, probably about, I don't know, $8, $9. But yeah, it was a very quick sale for me on this one. Now, the next item I sold, this was one of my wrestlers that I had in my original wrestling haul with all the rubber figures. This is Tito Santana, and I had him originally for, I believe it was like $24, and he wasn't moving at the time. I think what happened is that he's pretty saturated on eBay, so I ended up taking a best offer on him for $10.99 plus shipping. But I mean, this was from also reducing the price within a couple months, and then just eventually getting to the point I think it was at $14.99, and then someone made the offer for $10.99, which I took. Now, one way I like to ship my wrestlers is a very versatile box that I bought off of eBay. Now, if you own a store on eBay, you're gonna get those quarterly coupons every now and then. And so what I did with my last one, I actually bought a whole bunch of these 8x6x4 box, and these are very versatile boxes. Like, I use them for everything, seriously. Now, in regards to packing the wrestler, alright, this is how I'm gonna pack my rubber wrestler. So you'll see I have a whole bunch of things. I have the thank you card, the poly bag, the 8x6x4 box, which is so key. Highly recommend getting that box. Absolutely, 100%. And now let's see what we can do to make sure it's protected. So what I'll do first is I will put the wrestler nicely into the poly bag. And what I'll do is, after I put that sucker into the poly bag, I'll make sure it's straightened out so that it doesn't look weird. There you go. And then I give it a little jiggle there. And then after that, I'm going to put the thank you card inside of the poly bag as well. And then after I do that, I will go ahead and seal the deal. I'm going to close that puppy up. There you go. And it should stick fairly easily. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my 8x6x4 box, and I'm going to prep that one now. And you will see that I will put some eBay tape on this box. And as you can see, I got the eBay tape, bought that also from my store coupon. And as you can see, I'm struggling trying to tape it up, but there you go. I got one, and I usually like to do 2 or 3 just to be safe. I don't want the box to pop out. Okay, I'll flip it over, and now I'm going to stick the wrestler. Oh, no, wait, before I do that, I've decided to protect it even more by getting some bubble wrap. So I have to go back there to get that giant roll. I gotta grab a one sleeve of it. There you go. So I'm putting it down there, and I'm gonna put the wrestler on top so it's nice and protected. And just to make sure that it's nice and snug in the box, and that I don't hear anything loose while I shake it, I'm going to put a piece of craft paper as well. So as you can see, I'm pulling it out of my area where I stick my craft paper, and I'm going to crush it into a triangle, or sorry, not a triangle, a rectangle, what am I saying? And I'm going to close the box so that when I make sure I tape it up and shake it, give it the old test shake to make sure you don't hear anything. There you go. And now I'm going to tape this puppy up and make sure that it's nice and sealed. Aw, yeah. I even like to do the edges every now and then, just to give it that little assurance that you don't want any water or anything to pop in or anything like that. So always trying to take care of my boxes to make sure they're nicely wrapped. Look at me go. All right, there you go. And then after that, I'm going to sign it to make sure I know what is in this box, and then so when I print out the label, I know to print it and stick it onto that specific box. So that's how I pack my wrestlers and ship them out using one of the eBay boxes. Alright, the next thing I sold was a lot of 2 Zion Williamson cards. This is from the 2019-2020 Panini Donruss box. This is considered one of the lower end boxes to go along with NBA hoops. I managed to find 2 Zion Williamsons, surprisingly. And luckily, because it's Zion, they do tend to go for a bit more. So I had these 2 cards, the Great Expectation, as well as a regular base card. The Great Expectation is considered an insert, or like a variant type of card, which is not the most common card. So it does command a bit more, and also because he happens to be the #1 pick. So this lot went for $23 with free shipping. Now the next lot I sold was another set of Zion Williamson cards. It's a lot of, this is the brand, it's a Panini Draft Picks. Now these were the cards that came out before the actual NBA cards came out. Because what happens is that all the draft picks or the rookies that get picked up or drafted, this box is generally the first set of cards you see of these rookies. But unfortunately, they don't have the regular NBA jerseys yet. They'll still have the college jerseys. So for example, Zion Williamson, he has the Duke jersey from Duke University, not the New Orleans Pelicans jersey. So I managed to find a lot of them, surprisingly, because essentially these boxes all have rookies. So they won't go for as much, but they do go for a lot more if you do end up selling them as a lot. So that's why I'm selling them as lot as opposed to individually. Now the lot consisted of the Crusade insert, the All-American insert, as well as another Zion Williamson base card. And this is the blue alternate uniform. And I managed to sell this one. It was a lot of 3, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. So imagine paying I think I paid about $30 for the box. And so any other cards that I sell going forward, like I probably made some money too on the shipping as well. So I pretty much paid for that box. So every other card that I am selling right now is going to be pure profit in there. So again, $25 plus shipping, and that paid for my box. And for the last item I sold, this was another basketball card, and this was pretty interesting. This is Kendrick Nunn from the Miami Heat, and surprisingly this was a weird card because it doesn't have his name on it, so it's technically an error on the card. And what happened was it happened to also be a silver hologram card, and what that means is that it is a rare card. So to have the silver reflection on the card is absolutely rare, because you don't see them often. Generally all the base cards, they'll just have a silvery shiny look to it. But because it has, if you reflect it onto the light and you see like a rainbow color, then you'll know it's a silver refractor. And also if you look in the back of the card, it'll have the word prism in it, and that lets you know that it's a silver refractor as well. So those are the key indicators to let you know that it's a silver card, and that actually tells you that it's worth a bit more. Now, obviously, if you get a higher end player with that silver refractor, then it definitely is worth more. Now, because I have an error on this card, plus it's a silver card, it commanded way more money. And Kendrick Nunn he's all right. He's not the biggest star right now. Obviously, he's not Zion Williamson or John Morant or RJ Barrett, but because of the weirdness and the rarity of this card, it did command more money. Sorry. So this one I ended up selling for $80 plus shipping. And this is a Donruss Optic card. Now, like I said, if you looked at my previous What's Sold video, you'll know the Optic is one of the higher end of the retail boxes you'll see in, say, a Walmart or a Target. So the other one is Panini Prism, and then the other one is Donruss Optic with the big O. And those ones are generally not much nicer cards. They look way fancier. The quality looks way nicer. And you can just tell the whole difference between like an NBA Hoops card compared to a Donruss Optic. It's just completely different. But surprisingly, they go for pretty much the same price. So again, I paid $80 plus free shipping on this one. It went to someone out in BC. I think it was about, like $11 for the shipping. So it wasn't too bad. That was quite a bit of money for this card. So I'm pretty happy with how it went. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I ship these basketball cards to let you know exactly what's the best way to protect them so that they don't get damaged. Alright guys, now this is the process of how I pack all my sports cards. So you'll see I have two pieces of really thick cardboard. Make sure they're really sturdy. You don't want that card to bend at all during the shipping process. So I'm going to sandwich that card into the two pieces of cardboard, and I'm going to tape up all four sides. You do not want the card to slip out of any of the sides because you never know, something might get damaged. And these are investments to these buyers, guys, so you want to make sure that it's really taken care of during the shipping process. And if you want to make sure it's going in a padded envelope, you want to make sure it's nicely protected, because it's obviously a bit more flimsy compared to a box. Look at me go. All right, so I have two other pieces of cardboard here, and I'm going to put the other two pieces on each side as well, just to give that added protection to make sure that it does not bend. Like, I really don't want this card to bend. It's a $80 card. I do not want it to bend. So look at me go. I'm going to town on that box, and I'm going to make sure that it's nicely sealed. See? Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty right there. Nice and sealed, guys. Now I'm just going to go ahead and slide it right into the padded envelope. As you can see, I'm struggling for a bit, but give it some time. There you go. Now it's in there, nice and protected. And I'm going to open the envelope seal, and I'm going to stick it onto the envelope to make sure it's nice and sealed. And just for added assurance, I am going to put some tape, because you never know, it may just open. Don't want to take any chances. So there you go. That's how I pack my sports cards. And then after that, I will sign it on the top to let me know exactly what the item is, so that when I print out the label, I know to stick it in that one. Bam. All right, there you have it. That's how I pack my basketball cards. So whether you have one card or you have multiple cards, that's how protected you want to make sure you want them to be, because you always want to make sure, like, this is an investment as well for the person that's buying it. So you want to make sure it's as protected as possible without having to pay an arm and a leg for shipping and putting it into a box. Now, if you like this What's Sold video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Again, I'm going to try to make sure I can give you these What's Sold videos every week now, as opposed to every month. And hopefully you guys enjoy that even more. So don't forget to comment below if you think that's a way better idea. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. And also, you can send me a message on Instagram as well at ThriftBCQ. And with that said, that's everything for now. I appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot to me that you guys are watching my videos. And I will see you on the next one. This is ThriftBCQ signing out. Peace out, guys.